Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Health, representing Minister for Water in the other place. Minister, the community in Wollondilly had Wilton and Appin growth areas thrust upon us. The party behind me said that it was okay to have development with no sewer. This government's come into office and approved 13,000 houses, but both parties have only promised 5,000 lots for sewer. The rest is trucked to other electorates up the M5. Minister, when is the government going to provide an STP and tell Sydney Water to do their job and match what the Department of Planning has approved? What the hell are you thinking about?
I have to just intercede from the chair there and say that last part's not part of the question. Okay, that was inappropriate. I call the minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the member for Wollondilly for her advocacy on this issue. We actually we share a boundary from Keira to Wollondilly. I know very well the connections, particularly on Picton Road and others, and the growth that has occurred in those suburbs. The government wants to unlock opportunities to increase housing supply, Mr. Speaker. It's something that the Member for Planning and Minister for Planning and the Minister for Housing have talked a lot about, along with the leadership of the Premier. It has been a key focus of this government's. We know how important it is to support housing growth in the area with appropriate infrastructure to make these communities functional and livable. That's why we've unveiled transformative housing reforms that will increase supply and make housing more affordable for the next generation, as well as delivering the infrastructure needed to support housing. Mr. Speaker, the Minister for Water and the Minister for Planning are working collaboratively to ensure our cities are ready to support the growth in housing we need, including communities like the honourable members. Mr. Speaker, Sydney Water acquired the Bingara treatment plant in 2022 to support new development and the existing Wilton township. I understand that upgrades are required to the treatment plant to bring it up to standard, and work is now underway. I can assure the member that we are ensuring that this work is done as quickly as possible. Mr. Speaker, the wastewater servicing requirements for Wilton have been reviewed and services will be provided to support the current committed development within the precinct of up to approximately 5,000 lots. Mr. Speaker, planning is also underway by Sydney Water for a new Upper Nepean wastewater treatment facility which will service the Greater Macarthur region, including parts of the new Wilton development as well as areas such as Appin. These longer-term servicing plans will support increased development, included staged land releases. Mr. Speaker, we will ensure as a government that this long-term planning is done and infrastructure is delivered to avoid the situation that the member has raised reoccurring. Mr. Speaker, I appreciate the concerns raised by the member and note that all of this development was approved and commenced under the previous government, without the necessary infrastructure being in place. The community she represents is understandably frustrated. Mr. Speaker, this is an issue that the government takes seriously, and that's why we've instructed Infrastructure New South Wales to review the water and wastewater capacity of Sydney Water to ensure it can meet the New South Wales Housing Accord commitments, and we won't make the same mistakes as prior governments. We want to make sure that the investment decisions made, Mr. Speaker, by Sydney Water are aligned.
Minister, member for Wollondilly.
Yeah. Please ask for an extension.
I'll offer an extension time, but we'll just be mindful of the clock for the next question.
Mr. Speaker, we want to make sure that the investment decisions made by Sydney Water are aligned with the housing priorities of government, and that infrastructure will be in place to service the development we need to see across Sydney. We want this done right from the beginning. Mr. Speaker, I understand the member has already met with the Minister for Water to discuss this issue. I can assure the member that the Minister would be more than happy to meet with the member again to continue to discuss her views on this important matter she's raised on behalf of her community. The government is always looking for opportunities to better understand what more can be done to accelerate housing supply to meet the needs of the New South Wales community.
Thank you.